It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf.
Even people that were in the room literally saw it happen when live data turned a broken project around. They watched it, saw it, witnessed it. Some of them still won't even admit, or they don't believe, the impact that it had. Dr. Eli Goldratt said it best. When results do not matter. When results and the culture clash, the culture will always win. So we've got to come at it from a different angle, and we've got to find people who are skeptics and convince them that what we're doing is right. Salam Ismail looks at it a little bit differently with the EXO model. You've heard me speak to earlier in the week. When we did it, we had two key roles, which was growth and integration lead and the CPO, controls and projects operations person. That's because you've got to take, well, Salam says, I worked out in startups, is when you try, Salam Ismail said something along similar lines. He said when you try and innovate inside a large organisation, what he calls the organisation's immune system attacks and kills it off. So you take a small group to the edge that are protected from the organisation's immune system. Operate outside the bounds of the mothership. They test, iterate, improve, and prove that things work. Once that's been done, and it's solid, it's anti-fragile, then it can be introduced into the mothership. How they do that is not one big momentous thing. It's little things that all compound and stack up. Winning's not just a game, particularly in this instance, it's a play. And there's a very specific way that you do it. I'll let Boo tell you all about it.
There was no co-creation creates collective understanding and collective consciousness. This is separate from the reps, right? This is separate from the 10,000 hours. You're not thinking about, I need to flip my wrist and my elbow needs to be, or my goal.
You think about, I'm on day 165 of ORCA. Part of that is the reps. Part of it's what's known as deliberate practice, which is exactly what he's talking to here at the moment.
Swing. I need to make sure that I do these 10 things on the way through. It never works. What I think fighter pilots figured out 60 years ago is it's a delicate balance between all these things. Yes, some things have to be directive and repetitive, and you'll work that out over time if you are open to practicing a lot of things. It's like the teams that they're really good at defense, and defense wins Super Bowls, defense wins championships. It does, but not if you can't throw a ball. So you've got to constantly...
You can defend as well as you like. Well, in rugby league terms, if you can't score a try, you're not going to win the premiership still.
Find this delicate balance between all of the 1,000 things that contribute to winning a Super Bowl or winning an NBA championship. If you look at all of these competitions, the reality is the majority of teams are losing. I find it fascinating with human performance, how we frame it up, but at the same time, we forget the really important bit, which is winning. And winning is not a game, it's a play. It's a moment. It's micro winning consistently.
Write that down. Winning is not a game, it's a play. It's micro winning consistently.
He delivers the macro win at the end. And then it's that balance between the emotion. I was working with a professional sports team in Australia and do the pre-game brief. We trained them to just focus on 3 things per game. And then the minute that the brief was over, everyone would be yelling out, and don't forget this. And it's like you've just gone from completely focused players in a quiet room to yelling and screaming 20 things we've got to focus on. The poor younger players are like, what do I do? And then they fumble the ball in the third.
You can't focus on 20 things at once. Literally impossible. What we need is, I'll share this post with you because this was a cracker by EXO the other day, and it's speaking exactly what we're talking. It's speaking to exactly what we're talking about this week. This one here, exponential organisations. When I say exponential, I don't care whether you like that word or you don't. Exponential organisations, one that operates 10 times better, faster, more effective than the usual average of the industry. Okay. Don't begin the day based on yesterday's assumptions. They begin with fresh insights. Signals. Real-time dashboards, customer feedback and live data shape priorities before decisions are made. This ensures action is grounded in reality and not habit. Ask yourself this morning, what has changed since yesterday that should influence our decisions today? All right, what has changed since yesterday is a bit of drama getting Claude here to do what Claude Cowork did. I found a very important lesson last night. There's a big difference between Claude on your phone, Claude Cowork, and Claude Code. 3 completely different tools, and you can't just assume because one does something, the rest of them do. So what we've done is rejigged the dashboard. I'm going to show you, I'm going to let it update in real time today, just so you can't say it didn't work. Right, so let's run our ORCA. You're not going to be able to see the ORCA, but you will see the dashboard update. Ready to go, Claude? A new ending to this prompt that tells him when the session's finished, run off, update the Google Sheet, and throw it to the dashboard. So let's see what happens. Home. Oh, we got in one today. Did you do 3 practice runs? I did 2 out of 3. I'll be honest. Not going to improve if we don't input the correct data. Close, but a gap, not the full standard. That was a gap to come back to. Welcome back to another ORCA Live. 14.4 minutes, 1% of your day. Step 1 is the objective. Bainey, what was the objective today? The objective today was there was a gap yesterday when we got to the end of the session and you were supposed to update the Google Sheet. There was a connection issue. So what I had to do is jump with Claude Code and sort that issue out, because I tried to fix it with Claude Cowork. I tried to fix it with Claude Chat, whatever we call it, but I needed to go to Code to actually sort it out. Big difference between all of them. Why has that gone? Tapped into the wrong chat. Up. Good. Objective. Fix the Google Sheets connection issue so ORCA sessions log. Did it get sorted? The test that we ran last night worked, but we'll find out at the end of this session when you go to do your update, which we've got the dashboard sitting live, so we'll see if it works straight away at the end of this session. Good, so the fix is built and today's session is the live test. What was the result of last night's Claude Code test? So we tested, I've got to test it and update the dashboard to day 35. And then once I'd done the test, we deleted it. So that's gone off of the dashboard now. So the updating was going backwards and forwards. But as I say, we're still to see if it works through the iPhone app, which we're using at the moment. Actually, I did do it through the iPhone app last night. Got it test worked on a desktop now. Yeah, that's not 100% correct. We did do it. You did it here from this. We did the test. You're right, we did the test from here and it worked. So the fix is confirmed. Win or gap today. The gap is that I only did 2 practices instead of 3. You can say, why'd you do that? Good, 2 gaps today. Google Sheets fix, 2 practices. Let's go to the course. Why only 2 practice runs? I was confident in what I was doing after 2 practices. I didn't see the point in doing the third one. Usually it's like the first one's not so great, second one gets a bit better, and the third one I've nailed it. Today I nailed it on the second one, so I went, let's go live and do it. So made judgment calls. Standard says 3, but you assess 2 is enough today. Is that optimism bias or genuine situational awareness? I believe it is situational awareness because I've done quite a few reps now. I don't think I need to do 3 forever. I will keep it there for a while, but if I get it right on the second one, then I'm going to run straight after. Fair. The standard exists to build the habit. Once the habit is built, situational awareness can override the root cause of the gap. The root cause, I suppose, is confidence. Good. Cause confidence from reps. Standard out of 3 exists, but to build a habit, situational awareness overrode it on day 2. That's it's an execution, situational awareness, not a failure, just a standard being tested by experience. One action. Do you want to update the standard or keep it there at 3 for now? Let's update that standard to 2. I believe I can get it in 2 now, and the third one will be what I want come out. I believe today's was one of my best yet. Two practice runs before every live. You know one, the first one, do the second one. Anyway, that's the new standard. Now let's close the loop. Do you want me to log today's session in a Google Sheet now, and we'll see if the live fix holds? Do it. Okay. Let's see if 35 pops up. It's running the log now. Same roles as before. Google Drive only. No sheets. Right tool available in this chat. Benny, the Claude Code script is live test. Open your terminal right now and run. I'll ask you the questions here, today's answers. Same results as before. Google Drive only. No write sheet tool available in this chat. The Claude Code script is the live test. Open your terminal right now and run. It'll ask you the question. So I've got to open terminal on my desktop. All right, this is not done. Again, let's run the test. We'll shift screens here so you don't look at all my passwords and all my other nonsense that I've got. So if we get rid of that, we'll go to I'll Claude here. Chats, projects we need the ORCA wingman, ready to begin. I need to copy that, run terminal. No such file or directory. So, looks like, yet again, our mate Claude has let us down. Let's check here. It didn't work. It says no such file or directory. What's going on here? This worked yesterday. Why is it not running today? What do we need to do to fix this properly, once and for all? Script can't find a file because the terminal isn't pointed at the right folder. Type this exactly and hit enter. Then run. Alright. Oh man, he's got to do his technical stuff again now. I really don't like it when he asks me to do things. I prefer it. And he just does it all for me. Let's go to projects. Need this chat updated. This thing will fix itself because I ain't no technical guru, as you may have guessed. This is what happens when you test live. I should have done this. I thought I did this from my phone last night. Possibly not. ORCA man. This is practice under pressure. Because in the heat of battle, nothing ever goes to plan. But open your desktop and run. Why won't that give me the latest one? Right, let's go. Type this exactly and hit enter. Why can't I get that to update? Project ORCA Wingman on my Claude on my iPhone. Let's update this Google Sheet. Let's press this and see what happens. Where'd this come from? What's this do? Could get a rogue AI here in a minute. I think it could happen. Try and do something. Come on. Projects. Wingman. It's just not syncing across. I'm going to have to go and do some more testing. Alright, let's see if I can just write this. CD space. Where's that squiggly line? Squiggle. Mr. Squiggle. / desktop percentage code Python 3 log underscore ORCA. Terminal wants to access the data. No such file or directory. No, not happening. All right. More testing is required. Going to go back to Claude code. And there'll be passwords and all sorts of nonsense I've got to do for that. So you and I watch that. All right. We will get this thing to work. It looks really cool when it updates. Let me show you. Look. Where has the source window gone now? Got more tech going on here than Silicon Valley startup. There we go. So it looks fantastic when it works. And it will work. Just got to get some reason it's failing between the phone and there. We'll go and give it another test. And we'll speak again tomorrow.
This is a big one. And I've asked a project executive that I respected a lot what the answer to this one is, but I'm going to ask you. When you think about the real objective of a project manager, going back to that loop, what is their actual mission? So that we can bring it home for the listeners.
Okay, so the actual mission is, I'd go back to the book by Patrick Lencioni, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, and the quote in there that says, if you could get all of the people in an organisation rowing in the same direction, you could dominate any industry, any market, under any conditions, at any time. If you could get everyone, the PM's job is to get everyone headed in the same direction. If he could do that, you'll build any project under any circumstances, ever gets thrown at you at any time. That's my opinion. In my opinion, that is his number one job.
I love that. And kudos to you for pronouncing his name right. I always get that wrong.
I took a lot of practice to get that right, especially for an Aussie.
Yeah, because